What if you could trigger emails, approvals, chats, and even AI actions right from your SharePoint library in one click? In this video, I'll show you the new Quick Steps column and how to use it effectively. So make sure you watch till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to show you a new feature in SharePoint Online called the Quick Steps column. We'll look at how to create it, how to configure it, and how you can start using it in your SharePoint environment. I'll also walk you through a quick demo so you can see it in action. So let's get started. All right, let me first show you a quick demo. I've already created a Quick Steps column here. So this is my SharePoint document library, and here's a file I've added. Now let me show you what Quick Steps actually does. Basically, if you have files or items in your SharePoint library, Quick Steps lets you perform actions instantly, right from here. For example, I can send an email for this document, draft a message directly, or even start a chat with the document owner, all without leaving the library. You can also move or copy this document to another folder, mark it as reviewed, trigger an approval flow, move it to an archive location, create a working copy, or even chat with an agent, and much more. So basically, all these actions can be performed instantly using the Quick Steps column. In this demo, I've included all the quick steps available as of today to give you a complete view of how it works. For this demo, I've added 2 extra columns: document owner, person or group, and status, choice with draft, reviewed, and approved, etc. Now, let me walk you through each quick step action one by one. I have uploaded this sample HR policy document here. And let's say I want to send an email to the document owner. I can quickly send an email from here. It should open the email Outlook. I don't have email Outlook configured in my laptop, so this is not opening. But this is how it is supposed to work. Similarly, when you click on the chat with document owner, it opens a Microsoft Teams chat with the document owner automatically, so you can start conversation right away without searching for the user manually. This is the link to the document that was automatically generated. Now, let me show you another action, set a value. When I click on Mark as Reviewed, the status column is automatically updated to Reviewed. Next, I'll trigger a Power Automate flow. I'll click on Trigger Approval Flow. Even though I've named it that way, I haven't implemented a full approval process here. This is just a proof of concept to show how you can run a Power Automate flow directly from a Quick Step. I'm triggering the flow. Let me see whether it is triggered or not. Yes, it got triggered. So this is also working. Next, let me show you the Move to Archive action. If you want to move a selected file or folder from one location to another, you can do that directly using this action. For example, I have created an archive and working files folder in my target location. This is my target archive folder. Then I got my working files folder here. Now, when I click on Move to Archive, the selected file is automatically moved to the archive folder. Now, I've created a demo IT policy document. If I want another copy of this same document in a different location, I can just click on Create Working Copy. Once I do that, a copy of the file is created and stored in the Working Files folder. Next, let me show you how the Chat with Agent action works. When I click on this, it allows me to quickly start a chat with an agent directly from here. Now, one important thing to keep in mind, this works when you have an agent set as the default for your SharePoint site. In my testing, this works with a Copilot Studio agent. Even though Microsoft documentation mentions using a default agent, it doesn't clearly specify the type. But as of now, this action works reliably with Copilot Studio agents and not with the default SharePoint agent. So make sure your Copilot Studio agent is set as the default agent for the site to use this feature properly. All right, that's it for the demo. Now, let me show you how to configure each of these actions. I'll create a new Quick Steps column and walk you through everything step by step. This is the most important part of the tutorial, so make sure you watch till the end. Now let me create a new quick step column. Here you see the quick steps new column type. Just click on this. I just named the column as Action 2. And as you can see, it automatically populates all the quick step actions from the column I created earlier. You can reuse them here as well. I'll go with a new quick step setup and walk you through how to configure each action type. On this screen, you can see what the quick steps action is, how it works, and the configuration options available. Quick steps lets you perform common actions on files or items instantly, directly from your SharePoint library. You can check the official Microsoft documentation for more details. When you select one or more files in the document library, the quick step appears in the Integrate menu and the More Options menu. Any predefined action will run only on the files you've selected. Let's start configuring each quick step one by one. The first one is draft an email. Name your quick step action. I named as Draft an Email Demo. Then, select the recipient for the email. I'll choose the Document Owner column. Then configure the email subject. Next, you'll see the Item Link option. Include Item Link in the message body. This is selected by default. You can also set conditions to show this action. By default, it's visible all the time, but you can make it appear only under specific conditions. One limitation here is that you can't customize the email message body. Now let's click on the Create button. Draft an email. A quick step action is created now. Next, I'll show how to create and configure Start a Teams chat action. Now, give your quick step a name. For example, if you want to start a Teams chat, name it Chat with Document Owner, and select the Document Owner column as the user to chat with. You can select any person from your team here to start a chat with. Then, enable Include Item Link in the message. This is selected by default, so the item link is automatically added. Similarly, you can control when this action is shown. By default, it's set to Always Display. That's it. Click on the Create button. Let's move on to the next one, Set a Value action. Now, if I want to update another column, I'll choose the Set Value action. In this demo, I'll set the status column to Reviewed, but you can choose any value from the available options, like in Review, Reviewed, Approved, or Rejected. I have set the status column value to Reviewed. Here, you can add multiple columns one by one based on your requirement. Give this quick step a meaningful name. For this quick step as well, you can either show it always or display it conditionally. Click on the Create button. Next, let's look at another quick step. Execute a flow. Pass the quick step's meaningful name, then flow ID. This is my test demo flow. Copy the flow ID. Paste it in the flow ID mapping. Then, you can add a header text and button text. These are optional configurations. And if you want, you can control its visibility. Either always show it or display it based on conditions. Then create it. That's done. Next, we have a Move File or Folder action. Using this, you can quickly move the selected file or folder to a target location. Here you need to configure the target folder location. I have configured the archive folder as a target location. You can see the archive folder is mapped here, so this will move the selected files to the archive folder. Then, give your quick step a name. You can also control its visibility. By default, it's always shown, but you can display it conditionally if needed. Next, we have a Copy File or Folder action. This lets you quickly copy a selected file or folder to a target location. Here is my target Working Files folder. My Working Files folder is mapped here. Similarly, give this action a name. You can also control its visibility. By default, it's always shown, but you can display it conditionally if needed. click on the Create button. The final one is Ask SharePoint, which is an AI-powered quick step. It allows you to start a chat with a Copilot Studio agent integrated with your SharePoint site. Let's click on this Ask SharePoint. Here, you need to provide a quick step name and define the prompt, basically, what you want the agent to do. And like the others, you can control its visibility. By default, it's always displayed, but you can show it conditionally if needed. Then click on the Create button. And that's it. We've covered all the quick step action types and our new quick steps. Column is now created. As I mentioned during the demo, to use the Ask SharePoint quick step, you need an agent configured for your SharePoint site. In my testing, this works when the agent is a Copilot Studio agent and is set as the default agent for the site. Microsoft documentation mentions a SharePoint site agent, but doesn't clearly specify the type. However, based on my testing, using a Copilot Studio agent as the default is what makes this work. Now, let me show you how to deploy the Copilot Studio agent in a SharePoint site. Before deploying to any channels, make sure you publish your agent first. Then, go to the SharePoint channel from the Channels menu. Then select your SharePoint site where you want to deploy your agent. Since I've already deployed this agent to my site, I'll undeploy it. Then again, I will just deploy it. To undeploy a site, simply remove it from the configuration as shown. Then select the same site for the deployment. Here I'm just clicking on this Deploy button. Now, let's see what happens when we deploy an agent in a SharePoint site. A Copilot Studio Agents folder is automatically created in the default document library, and the agent file comes here. Then you need to approve this agent. Click on the three dots menu. Open the agent inside pane. Click on the three dots menu. Click on the Set as Approved. Once you click on the Set as an Approved Agent button, this will be moved from here to the Site Assets Copilot's Approved folder. You can see that this agent file has just arrived here automatically. Then you need to set this agent as default so that you can use this in the Ask SharePoint quick step. Before setting this agent as default, let me show you a quick test of the Ask SharePoint quick step. This won't work yet. As you can see, we get a message saying the default agent is not available. To fix this, a site admin needs to select a Copilot Studio agent from the document library, approve it, and set it as the default for the site. This is exactly what I was trying to show during the setup and demo. I hope this helps clarify things. By now, I've deployed a Copilot Studio agent and approved it, but I haven't set it as the default yet. That's why we're seeing this message. This is what I wanted to highlight. Microsoft documentation doesn't clearly mention that it must be a Copilot Studio agent. But in reality, based on my testing, it needs to be one and set as default for this to work. That's why this error message is important. Now, I'll set the Copilot Studio agent as the default, and you'll see the error message go away. Now we can see the agent open successfully without any issues. That's all for today. I hope this helped you understand how to use and configure quick steps in SharePoint Online, along with some practical insights from real-world testing. If you found this useful, feel free to like the video, share it with your network, and subscribe to the channel for more SharePoint and Power Platform tutorials. Also, check out the Copilot Studio Masterclass playlist at the end of this video. It's designed to help you go deeper and build real-world solutions step by step. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.